Hi guys, I hope that you're having a fabulous day. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really fun video filled with lots of eye candy. I was asked if I can buy one bag from each of the top fashion houses, which bag would that be and why? I had been asked to do this video in the past. I thought I had filmed it, but I looked back and I saw that I hadn't, so better late than never, right? So I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Okay, so you guys are gonna hear the words love, staple, classic a lot throughout this video. I don't know if you want to keep tabs or what, but I am just letting you know. And some of these bags I do own, so I'm going to bring them up so we have even more eye candy. Okay, so, it's funny because I thought that this was going to be really easy, and some of them were complete no-brainers for me, but others I struggled with because I kept thinking about like this bag and this bag and this bag. And I think it just comes down to the fact that I am a major handbag lover, right? I don't know. Okay, anyways, let's do this. Okay, so let's begin with number one. Number one is Dior. Now, even though I do have the Dior book tote and I love that bag, if I can only have one bag from the fashion house, it would have to be the Lady Dior, specifically in the medium size and in lambskin leather. Crazy, right? Especially because if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, many of you know that I have had the Lady Dior on my wish list 100 million times. 100 million times I had taken it off of the list. So I definitely have a major love-hate relationship with this bag, but still, regardless, I think that, the only bag that comes to mind when I think of Dior is the Lady Dior. I think it is a beautiful bag. I love the structure. I love the history. I love the not the hardware, because they don't refer to it as hardware on their handbags. They refer to it as jewelry on their bags. I just think there's something about this bag that just completely, just every time that I see it, my eyes are like glued to that bag, and I appreciate it so much. Now, for me personally, the reason why I feel like I haven't added it to my collection yet is because even though I do consider myself a very casual dresser, and I feel that most bags, or if not all bags, can be dressed up and dressed down, with this one, I feel like I might struggle. Because yes, you can dress it down, but I think that there's a teeny tiny parts in me that feels that it's just a little too dressed up. Maybe it's because of the boxy structure that it has. I don't know. I've tried it on with my outfits. I've tried it on with a t-shirt and jeans and sneakers, and I love the way that it looks, but still, for some reason, it feels a little out of place. And I'm not saying you have to dress to the nines when you use the bag either, but I don't know. I'm just like, it doesn't feel as casual as I would like it to be for my own personal lifestyle. But regardless, I would love to add this bag to my collection at some point in time. When that's going to happen, who knows? But the fact still remains that the Lady Dior is an absolutely fantastic handbag that is beyond gorgeous. That brings us to Givenchy. Now, I'll be honest with you, with Givenchy, there aren't many bags that this fashion house has that really intrigue me, especially their newer styles. I'm not fond of them. I prefer their older styles. And because of that reason, if I can pick one bag from this brand, it would have to be the Antigona in the size small, for me anyways, but the Antigona in general, in the black leather with the silver hardware and that beautiful chunky zipper. So I think that this is an awesome bag. Now, I know that it's not as popular as it once was, and I know that a lot of people think that it's really outdated. Personally, I don't think it's outdated. Kind of like the Lady Dior, I think of only the Antigona when I think of Givenchy, but this is such a great bag. It's simple, it has beautiful leather. It has great structure. I know that a lot of people use this as a work bag, and I've had it for quite some time now, and I've put this thing through the ringer and it still looks fantastic. This leather, there's like not a scratch on it. It looks like the day that I got it. But yeah, it's a little not boxy, but it has this funky style to it, or this funky shape to it. But still, it doesn't have a giant logo. You just have Givenchy written up here. And other than that, if you saw this bag from afar, you'd think, oh, it's just a black bag. But those that know the Antigona see that bag and they're like, oh, that's an Antigona, So I love it. I love the handles. Yes, it's very heavy, but still, this baby has been put to the test, and it has stood the test of time, in my opinion. and I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, so that brings us to Fendi. Fendi has got to be one of my favorite fashion houses out there, especially because I feel like so many of their silhouettes, be it older styles or new styles, offer you so much. They give you so much bang for your buck, and not to mention they have some of the best leather out there. But if I could only have one bag from this fashion house, it would have to be the baguette. And for me personally, it would have to be Dorothy, because hello, you guys know I'm a magpie, so anything shiny, anything sparkly automatically just has my heart. But this red beauty is beyond words. Now, you guys know I don't have to have a special holiday to use a sparkly bag. If I'm gonna go to Target, if I'm gonna go pump gas, I'm gonna wear a sparkly bag. It doesn't matter, you know? But maybe this guy isn't more your style, but in general, the baguette. Whether you go for leather, whether you go for a limited edition, whether you go for fabric, it doesn't matter. This is an awesome handbag. I love the versatility that it has, like I talked about earlier, because with this one, it does come with two different straps, so you can use it as a shoulder bag, you can use it as a longer shoulder bag, you can use it as a crossbody. You could take off both straps and use it as a clutch. And this leather, look at this leather. It is so insanely soft. I find myself constantly just touching it. I just love the way that it feels. I love it when it's fully loaded. I love it when it has a little bit of a slouch. And when it is fully loaded, it's comfortable. It's not like it's going to be digging into your skin or anything along those lines. And it also fits a crazy amount of items in here. Look at this. It's very simple. It's very simple, but at the same time, I mean, I can get away with carrying more than I thought I could in here, and it still feels wonderful. And like I said before, it doesn't feel like it's just like, oh, I got to get this bag off of my shoulders. So yeah, it has to be the baguette. This style is classic to the fashion house. It is a staple to the fashion house. It has been around for a very long time. They've had so many variations of it over the years. And I think that this style is going to be going strong for the next 50 years. No questions asked, right? So that brings us to Celine. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not a fan of the new style of handbags that Celine has, and really it's because of the logo that they currently have on their handbags. I don't know, I'm not a fan of the logo. To each their own. I know a lot of people think it's cute, but it just doesn't do anything for me. I really like some of their older styles, and I personally, in my heart of hearts, if I can only have one bag from this house, it has to be a luggage tote. Now, I'm not really specifying what size I would go for, because I have had 3 out of the 4 sizes that you can go for. I've had the Phantom, the Mini, and the Nano, and I've had each of them for a few years, and I thought they were all fabulous. The only one I haven't added is the micro, and I think that might be I think that might end up being the Goldilocks, but I love this silhouette. And even though I no longer have the 3 that I had before, I still sing their praises. They're all heavy because they have such fabulous leather, but in general, I love the luggage tote. I love the little robot face that it has. I know so many of you hate that face. I've had so many of you guys tell me, oh my God, that bag would be great if I didn't see that robot face. But I mean, you have beautiful leather, you have beautiful structure, and I also like that it comes with a zipper, so that way if you wanted to leave it open as a tote, you have that option, or if you wanted to have a little bit more peace of mind, you could just close that zipper up and you're good to go. But yeah, it would have to be the luggage tote line for sure. I mean, I love the trapeze that I have. I think it's a fantastic bag, but still in my heart of hearts, it belongs to the luggage tote line 100%. Okay, so that brings us to Louis Vuitton. I'm not gonna give you guys an earful because I'm not, all right? There's no need. There's like a million videos on my channel, so you guys can see how I feel about it. But if I could only have one bag from this fashion house, 100%, no doubt in my mind, it would have to be the Neverfull MM in the Damier Azur. In the Damier Azur specifically. Why? Because this bag does it all. It's a work bag, it's a travel bag, it's an everyday bag. I know some of you have used it as a diaper bag, as a As a book bag, I mean, you can load this baby up. It's simple, but it gets the job done. And I don't care if everyone in their mother has a Neverfull and everyone's like, oh my God, it's so out of date. It's so blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because this bag is my ride or die. It's amazing. It's amazing. There are other fashion houses that have tried to replicate this style and they just can't do it. They can't do it as well as Louis Vuitton can, in my opinion. I don't know. I know I got a little bit passionate there, but I mean, I gotta defend one of the most incredible bags out there, in my opinion. Okay, moving on to Gucci. Now with Gucci is another fashion house that I think has such great bags. They have a huge array of handbags, whether it's canvas or leather, or their limited editions. I mean, they have so many to pick from. They have something for everybody. And even though I do have a few Gucci bags in my collection, and I've had a few of them longer than the one that I'm about to show you guys, if I can only have one, it has to be, hands down, the Ophidia GG Mini Top Handle bag. Crazy because I recently got this bag, and like I said, the other two that I've had in my collection, I've had them for a while, I've had them for a couple of years, and I think that they're wonderful, but this to me takes the cake when it comes to Gucci, just because it's not a very trendy bag in my opinion. Just because of the Ophidia and of the canvas. This is a bag that I feel in 20 years time will still look fantastic. And I love this silhouette. I love this structure. Even though it is a mini bag, I wouldn't consider it a mini bag because you can end up fitting a crazy amount of items in here. And you guys know I always like to push the envelope when it comes to these mini bags. But it's very versatile because you can use it as a hand carry bag on the crook of your arm. It also comes with a removable adjustable strap that allows you to use it as a longer shoulder strap or a bag or as a crossbody bag. And this strap is also very generous. It's not like it has one or two little adjustments. So I really do like that. But I mean, this ends up checking off all of the marks for me. This canvas, I feel like it's indestructible. You don't have to worry about water stains or anything like that. I am just crazy about this little bag. You know what's funny? Well, it's not funny, but it kind of sucks that they no longer have this one, this specific one, this brown one on their website. They have the blue one and they have, I think it's a pistachio one or I forget the other color. But they no longer have this one in the mini. They have this available in the super mini and the small. My throat is killing me right now. That's why it looks like I'm struggling. But they have the small and they have the super mini. So the mini and the medium, they no longer have. I called and I asked and I was like, hey, I don't see it on their website. Are you guys discontinuing it? And they said, well, they're out of stock and we don't foresee them coming back anytime soon. So I'm like, okay, good talk. Good talk. Maybe yes, no, it's discontinued. So who knows? But I'm even happier that I was able to add it to my collection. But this is great. It's a great silhouette that I can use in so many different aspects of my life. So definitely the Ophidia GG Top Handle mini bag. I don't know, that has the longest name on the planet, I think. All right, so that brings us to Prada. Now with Prada, there aren't many bags that I like from this fashion house. There just aren't. I mean, I know that I can appreciate some aspects, but at the end of the day, nah, there aren't many that make my heart sing at all. The only one that makes my heart sing louder than ever is, of course, this beautiful re-edition, the crystal bag. And I love it in the black. I have it in the white, and I have used the white quite often, but the black. Just because, I mean, again, I'm a magpie. Anything shiny, anything sparkly is amazing. But let's take off the sparkles. Let's take off these beautiful crystals. I like this silhouette. It's very simple. I mean, they're nylon ones. Prada's nylon is indestructible as well. I mean, I have heard so many amazing stories from you guys over the years that you have had nylon pieces that you've had for like 15, 20 years. You've put them in the washer. They come out looking great. They come out looking fantastic. It's one of those materials that's so lightweight that you can really end up using especially their handbags in nylon for a very long time, and you don't have to worry that it's going to be digging into your skin. So there are so many things that I love about their nylon handbags. But for me, it has to be this one. I love, like I said before, the structure. It's small, but it packs a punch. And I love being able to use it on my shoulder. It doesn't end up hitting right underneath my arm, so I have a little bit of clearance. So I don't have to worry that I'm going to get deodorant all over these beautiful crystals. But it goes down to the crystals. All right. It's the crystals. I mean, I love looking at this bag in the sunlight. I have almost run into mailboxes, or I've run into people when I'm out and about just holding this bag up, because I find myself staring at it, you know, as ridiculous as that sounds. I got to be honest with you. I sit there and I'm like, you know, I kind of get lost in my own little world when I see these beautiful sparkly bags. And because these crystals are so big, the prism that this bag gives off is out of this world. And so far I've had it for what? 2 or 3 years now. Not a single crystal has fallen off. It still looks fantastic. And I really like, like I said before, the size. It's not too big. It's not too small. I mean, again, you can use this in any aspect, in everyday, you know, kind of bag for your life. I don't know. That's the way that I see it. So it has to be the Prada bag, the crystal Prada bag for me, if I can only have one. So that brings us to Loewe. Loewe has quickly become one of my favorite fashion houses of all time. I think that they have such incredible handbags. I'm a fan of their silhouettes. And more than anything, I've said it before and I will say it again, they have some of the best leather out there. Their leather is out of this world. And there are other fashion houses that might be a little bit more expensive than Loewe, but I still think that Loewe just might do leather a little bit better than them. All right, I'm gonna say it. I don't care. I wholeheartedly, truly feel that way. But if I can only have one bag from this fashion house, it would have to be the puzzle bag in the size small, aka Madame Morticia. I love this bag. I love this bag. It's unique. It's comfortable. If it's everything that I need, I love it with this donut chain that I added to it. This is also from Loewe, but it comes with this hideous leather strap that I'm not a fan of. So I personally like it like this, but it gives me those Billy badass vibes that you guys know I've said about it before, that just make me feel like I can conquer the world, as stupid as that might sound, but I truly feel that way when I carry this bag. I love the black on black on black on black. It gives it that edginess to it, but it still has a little bit of gold hardware on there. But it fits everything that I need, and I just absolutely love this bag. I mean, I use it everywhere. It goes with everything and anything in my wardrobe. And every time that I do use it, I have this stupid grin on my face just because it puts that extra pep in my step. And I feel, I don't know, it makes me feel kind of mysterious. It makes me feel kind of like, ooh, I don't know, peep me out, check me out type of thing. As corny as that sounds, but that's how it makes me feel. But feelings aside, it's a great bag. It's very comfortable. It fits a crazy amount of items. For it being a small size, I love the mini size as well. I'm a huge fan of that. The medium size is incredible as well. But it's a really great size, and I really like how unique it is, because this kind of like the Givenchy, when you see it on the street, I think that most people would be like, oh, it's just a black bag. They don't really think twice about it. But those of us that know the puzzle bag, those of us that know Loewe, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, and it makes me smile every time that I see it in the wild, you know? And their leather, whether it's the pebbled leather, whether it's this type of leather, or if you get a different kind of leather, I just think that they're incredible. I do like the new styles as well, but I really like the older style just a little bit better. I mean, the pockets that they have on the back, I mean, it's a great bag. It's an absolutely phenomenal bag. And truth be told, if I could get like 6 more puzzle bags, be it the mini, the small, or the medium, it doesn't matter. Like I would have every color under the sun if I could. That is how crazy I am about that bag. So that brings us to Goyard. Now, many of you know that I kind of crashed and burned when it came to the St. Louis tote, even though there were many aspects of that bag that I appreciated. At the end of the day, it wasn't for me. But if I can only get one bag from this brand, it is very similar to the St. Louis tote. It would have to be the Anjou Mini, only because it is very similar to the St. Louis tote, but it's also very small, and you guys know how I feel about these tiny little compact totes. But I love the fact that it's lined with leather, and it's also reversible. So if you wanted to have the canvas on the exterior, you can do that, or if you wanted to have the leather on the exterior, you can do that as well. So instead of it having the fabric outside, I'd rather see the leather, and the leather I think just gives it that element that I truly feel just kind of elevates the bag a little bit more. Who knows? Maybe at some point in time I'll give Goyard another shot and it might end up being that bag, but I think it is absolutely beautiful. Now on to my favorite fashion house of all time. I of course am talking about Chanel, and I am a die-hard Chanel fan, and I think they have such amazing silhouettes, but if I can only pick one, it would have to be the classic flap in the medium size and the black caviar leather with the silver hardware. Many of you guys know that year after year after year, this makes it onto my most used bags. I think it's incredible. I mean, I love this size. This is definitely a Goldilocks bag for me because it's not too big, it's not too small. It fits my lifestyle perfectly. I think that this bag is easily dressed up. It is easily dressed down. I have used it for dates. I have used it for weddings. I have used it to run errands, and I think it is perfect. And I'll be honest with you, I think that the silver hardware, and I've said this in other videos, the silver hardware, for me anyways, gives it a little bit more of a casual element that I think ends up working out with my lifestyle a little bit better. Now, you guys know my preference has always been gold hardware with black bags. I absolutely love that combo. I think it's amazing. But I think that the silver hardware just kind of gives it that casual feel that I think ends up working out with me and with my lifestyle a little bit better than if it had gold. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but the silver hardware absolutely makes my heart sing. Even though this is the double flap, I don't find that this bag is too heavy either. Kind of like the jumbo. The jumbo, once upon a time, was my dream bag, or was my dream bag. It just didn't end up working out for me the way that I had hoped. I still have it in my collection, but it seems like it's a little too heavy. It's a little uncomfortable when I go to carry it. Whereas with this one, even if I have it fully loaded, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel like it's dragging down my shoulders or anything along those lines. I love that you can use it as a shorter shoulder bag or as a longer shoulder bag. I don't really like using it crossbody. I think it looks really weird crossbody for me anyways. But I mean, this will never, ever, ever, ever go out of style. And like I said, for me and my casual lifestyle, this ends up working out perfectly, and it has to be this one. Plus, this was a gift from the Hubs, so it has so much sentimental meaning behind it as well. So this bad boy isn't going anywhere, and it of course has to be my pick for that brand. Okay, so that brings us to Saint Laurent. Now Saint Laurent, I think they have some great silhouettes in their lineup, but for me personally, my heart belongs to Kate. This is the Kate in the medium size, and this is in their beautiful, they're absolutely stunning and insanely durable pebbled leather. I believe that the color is smoke. I could be wrong. Maybe it's cloud. No, I don't think it's cloud. I think it's smoke. But this is also in the silver hardware. But my choice would be for this bag because it's very simple. And I think that the simplicity speaks volumes when it comes to the Kate. It's been around for a while now. And I really like the way that this looks. And again, very easily dressed up, very easily dressed down. I absolutely love their hardware. This does not feel uncomfortable. It has quite a bit of weight to it, so it doesn't feel flimsy by any means whatsoever, but it also doesn't dig into your skin, whether you use this as a crossbody bag or if you use this as a shoulder bag. And I have a small one. The small one is great and the color is fantastic, but the medium just fits a little bit more, and it's also a little bit easier to get in and out of. When you first get these bags, they might seem like they're a little bit stiff. Really, it's because of the pebbled leather, and still, this pebbled leather is one of the most durable leathers out there when it comes to, to luxury fashion houses. But I love this. I love this. Again, very simple, and it's still pretty spacious, you know, it's not like it's itty bitty, and it's not too heavy either, but this thing has seen some things and it hasn't, I mean, it still looks as good as new. So it would absolutely have to be the Kate for me in the medium size for Saint Laurent. So that brings us to our last, but definitely not the least fashion house, and that is of course Hermes. Now with Hermes, many of you guys know, I am not on the Hermes journey, but I appreciate so many aspects and so many details and so much history on their heavy hitters when it comes to Hermes. But for me personally, if I can only go for one, it would have to be the Garden Party in the size 30. As far as the color, I'm open to colors because I think that Hermes does colors insanely well. It is one, they have some of the best, most vibrant colors out there. And I mean, whether it's green, red, pink, it doesn't matter. I think that all of the colors are beautiful, but I am a huge, huge fan of the Garden Party. I love the simplicity. I like how open it is. It's, you know, again, that simplicity ends up speaking volumes. It's a tote. You guys know how I feel about totes. I think it's a great, great bag. And I've gone back and forth with going for it or not going for it. This has also been on my wish list many of times. I take it off. I think it's just going to be one of those that if I find it, I find it when I find it, and it's just going to be. It's not a bag that I'm going to go actively looking for. If I just comes into my field of vision and if I have the funds for it, then I will go for it. If not, then so be it. But definitely the Garden Party. But anyways, that does it for this video. Now I know that I left a few fashion houses out, but in my defense, I didn't want this video to be 100 million years long either. But I hope that I was able to give you guys a little bit more info, a little bit more of my perspective on why I chose the bags that I chose for each fashion house, especially on the ones that I recommend, that I definitely recommend to take a look at, especially if you're in the market for a new fashion house. But I would love to hear your guys' answers. I would love to hear what you guys would pick from each fashion house in the comment section down below if you would like to. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.